I'm Darren Cope, owner of Cope & Co, specialist letting agent based in Derby. Now, I'm going to discuss the Renters' Rights Bill and its sweeping reforms that is seriously going to result in a dramatic shift in the private rental sector for both landlords and agents. Now, this is the 8th video in my series in which I look at the different aspects of the Renters' Rights Bill, what it means for landlords, and what we can do as an agent to help landlords negotiate the potential transition and changes that it's going to bring. Now, this video is all about discrimination and how the Renters' Rights Bill aims to put it to an end. Now, we're going to start off with pets. Now, rules on pets will change to give tenants strengthened rights to request a pet in the property. The landlord must consider every request and cannot reasonably refuse a request. Now, the purpose of these new rules is to try and strike a balance between a tenant's desire to keep pets and a landlord's concerns about property management, maintenance, and obviously potential damage. So, any request must be made in writing and include as much detail as possible about the pet. Now, landlords are required to respond to requests within 28 days. If further information about the pet is needed, landlords can ask for it within the same time frame. Now, once the necessary details have been provided, the landlord has an additional 7 days to make a final decision. The bill also outlines reasonable grounds for landlords to refuse a request. Refusal cannot be arbitrary and must be based on specific concerns as to whether, for example, the property is suitable for the type of pet in question, or if there are restrictions in any superior lease that the landlord has. Now, to protect the property, landlords are allowed to require tenants to obtain pet insurance, or alternatively, reimburse the landlord for reasonable insurance costs for the landlord taking out their own pet insurance to cover potential damages caused by the pet. Now, tenants who are granted permission to keep a pet are responsible for ensuring it does not cause, obviously, damage beyond the normal wear and tear as per a normal tenancy agreement. They must obviously also stick to any reasonable conditions set out by the landlord for keeping the pet at the property. If a tenant feels that the request has been unreasonably refused, they have the option to challenge the decision through the new private rented sector ombudsman, which I've already talked about, which has been introduced to resolve disputes between landlords and tenants, and this one obviously fits the bill. Now, in our experience, allowing pets in a rental property can provide several benefits to the landlords. Totally get the potential damage concerns. However, there are potential benefits, even though it may initially seem like a potential risk. In some markets, landlords can charge higher rent for pet-friendly properties due to limited availability of such accommodation. And in the past, landlords have been able to charge a premium on top of normal market rents for having pets. However, I've already talked about the new laws coming in regarding rental bidding and advertised rents and not accepting rents over an advertised amount. So I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be accepted moving forward. And I really don't know at this point how it would work practically. Any further information and I'll let you know. We do know that tenants with pets tend to stay in pet-friendly properties for longer periods. They may be less inclined to relocate once they've found accommodation that allows a pet. And pet ownership often, not always, often correlates with stability and responsibility, etc. Now, tenants who own pets often do demonstrate a higher level of care for the property, as they want to ensure that they can retain the tenancy and retain the pet. Now, every situation is different, as the bill says, so it's going to be on a case-by-case basis, and that's going to be the way it is. So I've got 3 Labradors, so I'm always going to be pro-pets, but I really do understand a landlord's reluctance to accept pets in their property. With the new rules, it's just really important to follow the process laid out in the bill and assess each situation on its merits. Now, I'm going to move on to discrimination of a different sort. The bill will set out to address rental discrimination and practices that are currently happening in the private rental sector. It will address both obvious discriminatory practices, such as adverts that contain phrases like no DSS, no benefits, or no children. And it will also attempt to address situations where landlords and agents use other more, let's say, covert practices in order to prevent someone entering into a tenancy. Landlords and agents will continue to have the final say, obviously, on who they let their property to, and can carry out referencing checks to make sure tenancies are suitable for all parties. Should be carried out on affordability, creditworthiness, other types of referencing as usual, but should not be decided on the basis that the prospective tenant has children or is in receipt of benefits. The bottom line is that all prospective tenants should be considered on an individual basis. That's what this is trying to achieve. And as with other elements of the bill, tenants will have clear avenues to challenge what they feel may be a discriminatory practice through the usual mechanisms that they've got in place to challenge. Obviously, we're here to answer questions. We're here to support you. We can help you discuss any pet requests that you get, and anything to do with the Renters' Rights Bill before it comes into force, and obviously after. Get in touch. Anything to do with letting your properties, whether you're a landlord of ours, self-managing, landlord with another agent, doesn't matter. Get in touch. We'll help as much as we can. What we have done in a response to the Renters' Rights Bill is we've created a new service, if you like, by bundling all our lettings and property management services together in one simple monthly payment. If you want to find out more, watch the final video on our unique Let Simple service. This video, the Let Simple video, every other video I've done regarding the Renters' Rights Bill can be accessed at rentersrightsbill.com. Thanks again for watching. Any issues, give us a call. I really hope you found the information useful.